and this is Rainy Tuesdays, podcast by Friends for Friends. I'm here with Adam
Hello.
and Ryan.
Hi there.
How you guys doing?
Doing all right.
Yeah, pretty good.
Nice. Yeah. What have you guys been up to?
This is my first weekend in Des Moines. I've been kind of going back and forth between Des Moines and home in Illinois. So this is my first weekend here, which is bizarre for the summer because I've really been here for like a few days and then left.
Fair. Yeah. Is it starting to feel like the school year is coming?
Yes, I was even talking to one of the other interns at where I work about like books to buy for the school year. And I was like, that's so far away though, but it's not.
Right. No, it's coming.
It's
Man.
although they screwed up our book orders multiple times last time, so I'm definitely waiting till last second to buy.
That's fair. There's already been drama with like my school. They put out the book list and there's a bunch of 1Ls that like bought all the books immediately, right? I've never been that type of person. I don't think I ever will be, and thank God I'm not, because then like 2 days later they were like, just kidding, like 3 of these editions are wrong.
Yeah,
and so
that's
then
how it
they were
was for my
yeah.
first semester 1L. They put out
Yeah.
a book list. They're like, here we go, and then
Mhm.
they're like, oh, we put the wrong ones, and there's some extra ones you have to get. And I usually buy fairly early, but not this early. I'll buy like a couple weeks before to make sure they get in on time.
Right.
But they seem to mess it up every time. They did the same for the winter semester,
Oh
and they're
yeah.
like, "This is your book," and then they literally like switched around whole class schedules to make it completely different. They're like,
I
"Why
always just
purchased
like
this?"
I always just wait to look at the book list until maybe like 2 weeks before, which
Yeah,
is like pushing it as far as like, yeah, maybe you won't get every book immediately, but like you're never gonna need every book immediately.
I
So
mean,
it's
you do,
just
you do need to read for like the very first day, so
Yeah.
you
yeah,
do need
yeah,
them
sure.
pretty soon. But at least at my school, they put all your reading assignments online for the first week or
Right.
two,
Yeah.
I'll be fine. It'll be fine.
so
It's
you
just one of
don't
those
need them
things.
right away.
Yeah, like you like get your books. I'm not saying don't get your books, but it is just one of those things where it's like I'm in the group chat for the incoming class, and it's one of my biggest regrets, just because it's like I don't like group chats, and so but like everyone was freaking out. They were like, I already got these books and now I don't know how to get rid of them. Like they're just like I bought them
Return
like
them.
new, and it's like yeah, like just return them. Like it's not a big deal. But they were like freaking out and I was like, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah.
In my engineering classes, almost every semester, there's a book where the teacher's like, oh, yeah, they just told us we had to put a book on. So I put a book on. We don't need it for
Right.
this class. So I just return it. It's basically like free money. I mean,
Right.
pay for it with my card and then get back refund in cash. So,
That's true, yeah. I don't know. It's a time though. It's coming. Do you guys like get notebooks or anything? Or do you guys just like do any like back to school shopping?
So I write very
Mhm.
small.
You
So
do.
as you guys know,
It's so tiny.
so
Adam
this
still has
means
his notebook from kindergarten.
Yeah, honestly,
well, not that extreme,
it
but
was wide ruled.
I can fit a lot in my notebook. So I don't think I need to. I might buy like a couple, but I usually don't need to buy anything. And the only thing I'd ever buy is notebooks because I have pencils and
Mhm.
there's really nothing else I need. So,
Yeah.
and because I can fit so much in a notebook, I still have tons of space in the ones I had last year. So,
Yeah,
Mhm.
fair.
I am like good in that department. What I do is I get binders for every
Yeah.
class, and I get like a label. Like my mom is a label maker, so I just take that and write the name of it like on the front and on the side,
mhm.
and I
Yeah.
fill it with loose leaf. And I'm like, that's it. That's my notebook. I can put like things in like the like pockets, and can like write notes on the loose leaf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works.
That's a good way to do it. Yeah. I don't know. I've switched in between it for this year because I was just like, you know, done. And I also like I didn't have too many like really difficult classes this past year. I mostly took my notes online for the first time, like typing them, which was the first time I've ever tried to do that. and I don't like it.
No, I'm
So I
not a
will be
fan of taking electronic
can't do
notes.
it.
A lot of
hate
people
it.
do, but I have to write.
Like I'll go into my class and I'll be like the only one writing,
Yeah.
and it's just like it's crazy to me. And I tried it because I was like everyone does this, and like it's it would be better for the environment. It'd be better to just like only have to carry like one thing instead of like my laptop and like a notebook kind of thing. So I was just trying it out this past year and I hated it. Like maybe it's because everything was online. But I just can't imagine that that's the only reason that it wasn't fun. Like I just
Mhm.
can't type as fast as I can write, which I know is like
Oh, I can
probably like
probably type faster, but I just don't take notes in a way that's conducive to typing it. Like I'll be
I like
constantly
Yeah.
like
to
throwing things
highlight
in
the
my
stuff.
in margins and
Yeah.
kind of like moving things around. Like you can't do that as much typing. You're just writing it down. I don't know.
So when
It's
I
not
write,
gonna.
yeah,
It's and
when I
I
write,
feel like I remember better if I'm writing it, which is
you do like
apparently
that's
true. That's just how that
it
works.
is. Yeah, that's like a scientific thing because I do have one class that our professor like would force us to write. Like he didn't allow any computers or anything because he was like it distracts everyone and it's just like you'll remember better if you write. And so we would always write. But it's just like I would always like color code it, so it would be like political science classes are like yellow, and so like I would have like my yellow highlighter, and then I'd have like an orange pen and then a black pen. So most of it was like black pen, but then I would like highlight specific things, but then like little things that I wanted to make note of, I would write in the orange pen. And it sounds like really complicated, but it was very like quick and efficient for like my brain.
Sure.
Um, and so it's just like I don't know, you can't do that like on a computer though, because you have to like go up and like find the colors you want, and like it's not like a quick like grab my other pen kind of thing and like switch between. So
We may have talked about this before, but you know how there's like different color notebooks. What colors were subjects?
anyone who says like anything other than green for science is wrong.
I do
You
green
guys
for
are
Green is
green
science.
for science. Okay, good.
Math math
That's
is
the only one I
blue.
crashed.
math is blue. Yes.
Math was red for me.
Ooh, that's incorrect right there. Red is English.
Oh, blue was English.
Oh,
Red is history for
red
me.
is history. History was always like
Oh,
black
interesting. Oh, history I think was yellow for me.
or yellow. It would just end up being whatever the other one was.
Sure.
There
English
wasn't like a
didn't get a
hard
color
color.
for me. Yeah, it was like, oh look, I've got yellow and I got purple available. English is gonna be
Yeah.
purple this year.
Huh. I think it was like I always liked um blue and green best, and I think like English and science were always like my favorite subjects because I don't like history and I don't like math.
History is so
So
good.
it was preferred colors for preferred classes and then bad colors for bad classes. Yeah. Whole time.
I was gonna say I do like red and blue, which might be why I like history and math so much. So
Yeah, there you go.
I just always felt like
association.
somehow intrinsically subjects are a certain color.
I think the
It
only
was
one
less
that
about
that's
like what I
absolutely
liked.
true for is science.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder
But I don't know.
why.
There's something about like math is blue. Don't know what to
So
tell you. That's what it is.
when you guys were in
Yeah.
grade school, did you guys have to buy like book covers for your books?
Yeah.
I
Or
think
at least
maybe
they
for 1
recommended it. I
year.
don't know if we
Yeah,
had to,
like they would recommend it.
but it was
and
like the
it
thing
was
to do,
enforced.
so a lot of people did.
Gotcha. I went to a Catholic
Yeah.
school where we reused books from like the 90s, so it was like we got to
Sure.
keep these in good condition.
Right.
So everything had to have a book cover.
Mhm.
So that's why like I associate it with it. But I wonder like
Yeah.
why we associated color with that.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like for me, I think it's just that like you get your 4 main subjects, so you have like 4 binders or like 4 folders
Yeah.
depending on the grade level kind of thing. You can't just only have like black folders like that. You're never gonna be able to find your
Yeah.
thing. And so it's
Especially
like
like
you
as a
already
young kid.
Yeah, especially as a little
right,
kid.
yeah.
Like
And
as
so
the
it's
years
just
have
like
gone on, I think I only have blue and black notebooks.
sure.
So
I
just
still
everything's
color
gonna be
code
that.
mine.
I always get the 5 subject ones and just have it like in there. So like certain dividers for certain classes. But I don't know. I think that it's just like you typically have those. Like I can't maybe there was like some kids who would only have one color, but then like they'd always be like fumbling through their folders. Um So I think most kids had like red, green, yellow, blue,
Mhm.
because those are just the big ones.
Yeah,
So
those are probably like
yeah,
most common. I mean,
Hmm.
now I
right.
have a 3-ring binder or like a 3-subject binder for engineering, which is green because that was the only one available. I've got a
Oh,
white one because I found one laying around, and a blue
sure,
one because I also found that one laying around. That's my 3
perfect.
binders,
Yep.
Yeah.
but they're still different colors. I found 2 white ones, and I was like, no, I'm not going to use a second white one. I'll get confused.
I don't write as small as Adam, because it's like words cannot express just how tiny it is and just how much you like need a magnifying glass to read his handwriting. But like, I, I still like haven't.
Scientists use a microscope
Yeah,
to.
I still haven't bought like a new like big notebook since like my freshman year of college because I
Same
bought
here.
two. Yeah, I bought two like 5 subject ones, and I haven't gotten all the way through any of them. And I just like take it out, and then if I cared for the class or not, I'll save the notes. Which like you know, there's
Never.
plenty of classes that I won't save the notes for. But then I just like reuse it, and yeah.
As
I
a
don't know.
Adam is
visual for
bringing out the
those who
receipts.
watch, these are my notes.
God, it just looks like lines.
I fit. So what I
Wait,
do
you
is,
put 2 on a line?
yeah, I put
Yes, he
two
does.
lines per line.
Holy cow!
Sometimes if I'm really cramped for space, I'll do 3, but
Yeah.
it's usually 2.
Why
I
don't you
definitely
just
write
turn the
much bigger
page?
than Adam.
I actually physically cannot not write like that. I have to do 2 lines per line. Like
Oh my
I've
god, are
even
you
tried. I've been like, okay,
wait.
this is a little hard to read. Let's write bigger and make
Yeah,
it
what
for
happens
like
if you go
review.
blind?
I have a perfect vision. It's never gonna happen. But unlike you guys with your less than perfect vision.
Oh my
Hey, my
god, we
vision's
have
fine now.
astigmatism.
Oh, I do have astigmatism.
We can't
but
help it that our eyes aren't perfect spheres.
but
Anyway,
yeah, I can't not write like that. So that's just how it
uh,
is.
okay, wait, question. Whenever you got like called up to the front of the room to write on the whiteboard, were you ever like so afraid to write on the whiteboard?
I like
I
my
don't
handwriting
remember.
better on whiteboards for some reason. I don't know why.
It goes so much smoother.
Probably
We
because, like,
had at my elementary
yeah,
school we had smart boards, so
Well,
mhm,
it was always a
sure.
little
Yeah,
odd to
that
write
too.
with.
those were
No, but
annoying.
like, so I always had the problem because, like, again, mine is not as tiny as Adam's. I'm not trying to like claim that I have the smallest handwriting at all. But like, I do have smaller handwriting, and so like, it's something that I have to like consciously think about whenever I'm writing on a whiteboard. To like fill in an answer or something. To like write a lot bigger because like it's on a whiteboard.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
I have to do the same where I'll be like, you automatically write too
Like
small. You have
no
to
one
write
can read
bigger.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
So I have bad handwriting, so I have to
Right.
use like one line is like my sentence I'm gonna write or whatever. And like
Mhm.
oftentimes when I take notes, I usually like leave a line in between like what I'm saying. Like I'll have
Really?
like note 1 and then I'll leave a line, then note 2, just so
I
like
yeah, I know people
it's
who do
easier
that.
to read.
I do dividers with my colors.
Okay.
I
Mine's
also at
just
the top of
crammed in.
yours is yeah, there's a start and there's an end, but you have no idea about the middle. Like with um I always do like class like 1 or like class 2 or like stuff like that so that I can
Mhm.
line it up with the syllabus. So I always put that at the top of my notes for every class. It's the whole time. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I love taking notes. It's so much
I don't know
fun.
that I love taking
Yeah,
notes.
I
I
would never
love
say I
it.
love taking notes.
I love
It's
it.
definitely the worst part about class, but it does force
I
me to pay
love it.
attention.
Yeah.
If I'm not taking notes,
I'm not paying
I'm not going
attention.
to listen to a
Mhm.
single thing they're saying.
It was so hard. So Adam and I had legal ethics together, and that's just a class that you can't take
Yeah,
notes for,
there's no notes
really.
to take.
Like you just can't. It like you can try, and like I remember there was like maybe a quarter of a page for the entire semester of notes that I'd taken from that class, where she was just like, "You should remember this word means this," and we were like,
Yeah,
"Okay, I'll write that
I
down."
think I had 2
But like,
pages.
Yeah, and so it's just like it was, oh god, it was so difficult because I would just get to that class and it would just be like I need something. Like
Hmm.
yeah. And like luckily she was a very good professor that would like have us engage in other ways.
Yeah, it
And
would,
there'd be
at
like
least it wasn't
discussion in
just
there.
her talking for like the hour. She'd have us answer
Yeah.
questions and stuff, so it was
Hmm.
slightly more. But it was
Yeah.
always rough of like literally no other way for me to pay attention except
Yeah.
constantly berating myself for not. So here we go.
Yeah. Because it
That's
was
when I
also like
started to doodle.
it was also always that like weird hour because it was like at 3 or something. I hate having classes at 3, um, because you just like it's far enough after lunch that it's like you don't have like any sort of energy boost, but then it's like not close enough to when I would eat dinner that you're like ready for that, and so you just kind of you go there and then you come back and you just don't know what to do with yourself.
Hmm. I was gonna say doodling might actually not actually be a bad idea because like sometimes when I play video games, like sometimes the game is just not interesting enough, or like maybe it's something like Minecraft
Hmm.
where it's like it's great, but sometimes you just have like a lot of downtime where you just need to get materials and like you just need to focus on that, and like not a lot of other interesting stuff is happening. So I'll just like
Yeah.
put a YouTube video on and like
Mhm.
maybe I'll build something, and
Oh
every time
yeah.
I look at that thing I built, I'll just like remember that YouTube video I watched,
Yeah, I
which is sort of
there's
weird.
so I when I played Destiny for a while, I used to listen to this like specific playlist of music, and now a few of those songs have made it to like my main playlist, and so every
Mhm.
time I hear one of those songs, I think about the location in Destiny that I was in when I heard it,
Yeah.
and it's like that for a lot of things because I usually nowadays I listen to podcasts while I'm playing video games if it's something I don't need to pay as much attention to, like a multiplayer game. And so
Mhm.
I'll associate episodes of podcasts with games or games with
Oh, that's
podcasts.
crazy. I love that.
Yeah.
I also think that like I'm sure there's been studies done on it, but like that doodling does engage your brain in the same way that taking not
Hmm.
exactly in the same way that taking notes does, but like in a similar way so that you like pay more attention if you're
Yeah.
doing something. Yeah.
Because I think you can
So,
probably like look at that and be like, oh, I remember what was being talked about. Like if you look at
right.
like a doodle.
Yeah. Whole time. Love it. It's happening. I
Mhm.
didn't mean to put us into a back to school episode. Because we'll
Oh
be
no,
back
I'm
in
liking it. I'm
like years
enjoying
from
it.
now.
I think most of our audience is out of school at this point. Maybe a
Yeah,
little bit still in, but
maybe in college, maybe, but
yeah.
like, yeah. Let's talk about hot guys.
All right.
That's the transition. I
And
found a
pasta,
BuzzFeed.
apparently.
Yeah, I
Pasta?
found a BuzzFeed. Would you rather for hot guys and pasta? It's called "I Dare You to Take This: Hot Guys versus Pasta. Would you rather?"
This might be challenging because I do like pasta a lot and
I
am
like pasta
straight,
too.
so
I was gonna say, I think I'm going with pasta for this one.
it's
Oh,
gonna
some
have
of
to be a
these are gonna be
pasta I
hard for
really
you
don't
guys.
like and a
We'll have to
guy that I
see.
really think is hot.
Okay, first one, and so, and I just want to. I'm going to be reading out these like word for word. A lot of these are like like this thing with this guy or eat this pasta in this way.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
yeah. So would you rather go to the beach with Michael B. Jordan or wolf down a plate of spaghetti and meatballs?
Ooh, you threw that meatballs in.
I know that was
I
for me too
forgot
because I
that
don't like the
meat.
beach.
I forgot that meat does exist and people do eat
Yeah,
that.
with
Um,
Why?
pasta
with
commonly.
pasta. Oh, it's strange.
Yeah,
Who does
yeah.
that? Um,
Why
well,
would
I
you
got.
not play basketball?
I think
Huh?
because you probably want to see Michael B. Jordan shirtless, so you go to the beach.
Yeah,
Okay.
but also isn't that the actor?
Yeah,
Isn't Michael Jordan the basketball player, but Michael B. Jordan the
Oh.
actor?
the
Oh,
actor.
okay. Never
Yeah.
mind. I was really confused. I was like, why would you go to the beach with Michael Jordan? I was like, wouldn't you want to play basketball with Michael Jordan?
Maybe you're like, I don't want to get completely killed, so I'm just gonna
Different
do
Michael
this
Jordan.
activity that neither of us will be pretty good at.
No, he
Gotcha.
was Killmonger in Black Panther.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Yeah. Cutie.
he is
Um,
quite attractive.
so
You really threw
yeah.
that
I don't
meatballs in, so I guess I'll have to
I did.
say Michael B. Jordan.
I'm leaning that way too, because I don't like the beach, but I don't eat meat. that.
sure.
How about you, Ryan?
I think I'm gonna go with meatballs.
Interesting. Okay. So 52% of people would rather go to the beach with Michael B. Jordan. And
I was
then
gonna say I don't know that
48%,
Michael Jordan's gonna be that fun on a beach.
48% would eat. Okay. Would you rather visit Australia with Chris Hemsworth or savor every bite of this shrimp scampi?
Ooh.
So you eat seafood, Adam.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I like shrimp a lot. It's tough.
I was gonna say I don't like shrimp because I might be allergic to shrimp apparently.
That's
Oh.
right. Yeah. Selfish.
And like I
'Cause
want to
you're
go to
Batman.
Australia, so I'm gonna go to Australia with Thor.
Yeah, I want to go to
I know
Australia
that's
a
my
lot.
thing too. It's like this is more than a beach. This is like an exotic trip.
And
Like,
I don't know if you guys saw, but there was this clip of Chris Hemsworth. I don't know how it happened, but he was like out walking, and there was some news crew talking about something, and so he like wandered into the shot because he's
oh, I did
famous
see
enough, and
that.
just like took the
He just
remote,
took
then
it.
took the microphone from the anchor, and was like telling her about wherever they were. So I feel like he could be a
Iconic.
solid tour guide.
Love it.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with Chris Hemsworth in
So
Australia.
yeah, we were in the majority. It was 75 for Chris Hemsworth with Australia and 25 for the shrimp scampi. So
I was gonna say that's like passing up a free vacation. It's
Yeah.
like you're given a vacation or like a free food item.
yeah. Okay. Spend a day on set with Tom Holland or relish the best lobster ravioli of your life.
I'm not a big fan of lobster.
But
Actually,
it's the
don't know if
best
I've ever
of
had
your
lobster.
life, apparently.
Yeah.
Right.
So maybe it's worth it. Tom Holland seems like a pretty chill guy, though.
And you get to see all the like behind the scenes of a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
you
I'm gonna
know,
go with Tom
he-
Holland. Like a hot guy or not, I
What
think
if-
he just seems like a fun person to hang out with. So that
What
seems
if it
like
was
fun to
like-
go with.
What if it was like you get to spend a day on set with Tom Holland, but it's not for a Marvel movie? It's for like that one that he did with Daisy Ridley.
The one that no one saw.
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine sets are the same everywhere. So
Mhm.
Yeah, but still. Oh man.
I was
Who
gonna
would you
say
do?
I'm gonna approach it two ways, and neither of them
Okay.
have to do with Tom Holland.
Love
Um,
it.
You would be passing up the best meal of your life.
Well, it's just the best
Which is
lobster
crazy.
it's just the best
ravioli of
lobster
your life.
ravioli of your life.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
that's still a pretty high bar, but also like
Sure.
maybe I wouldn't want to do it because then any lobster ravioli after that would
Would be
not
bad.
Right? And
live
you'd
up
be
to
always
comparison.
thinking, oh,
Mhm.
this your white whale of lobster ravioli that you can never get again.
Yeah. Do you want to
Right.
know when you peaked in life? It's sort of one of those things.
Never, yeah. Oh man.
So for that reason, I'm gonna go to the set of it was
Chaos
like I
Walking.
forgot Chaos Walking.
What was the other one he just did? He was like a preacher. It was like the devil something.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
was
It was
like
more like a
Netflix
thriller
one.
kind of deal.
Mhm.
Sure. It was 60 for Tom Holland and 40 for lobster ravioli.
That's weird. I would have thought that would be much higher for Tom Holland.
I did too. Yeah.
Maybe people
okay.
really love their lobster.
Yeah. That seems reasonable.
It's
Okay.
the best of their life.
It is. That's true.
Very true.
Okay. So would we rather go surfing with Jason Momoa or enjoy lasagna at our favorite Italian restaurant?
I'm sorry, Jason Momoa, lasagna.
Yep,
Lasagna
absolutely.
is my
Lasagna.
favorite food.
Lasagna is pretty
Wow.
good.
You know, you could have said whatever. Like you could have said just like Jason
Anything?
Momoa gives you $1 billion or lasagna, and I would have gone lasagna.
Wow.
Also, Jason Momoa rubs me the wrong way a little bit. Like he seems kind of
Beautiful man.
fun, and he's
Seems like a blast.
attractive. But
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd really want to spend time with him. Not like Tom Holland, where I'd be like, he just seems like a fun guy. Like Jason Momoa seems a bit like too bro.
He
don't
gives
know.
off very like cool dad energy.
I think
know?
he'd be cool. I think he's just
Yeah.
destined to fail. He's set up against lasagna.
Yeah.
Wow.
And because this time too, it wasn't like best lasagna of their life. It was just the
was
lasagna
just
at your
something you
favorite
know.
Italian place. So something you know
Right.
is going to be good in a
Yeah.
restaurant that you always enjoy.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I don't know. It's a bit of a toss up for me because lasagna definitely doesn't like, you know, strike a chord in me in the same way it does for you guys.
Well,
Like I like
it's not my
lasagna,
it's not
but
my
it's
favorite, but it is
oh,
very
okay.
good.
It is mine.
Right. I have to have like really good lasagna for it to be like worth it. But I'm also afraid of the ocean. So I think I'm going lasagna. I would love to spend time with Jason Momoa in any other way. I just
Mhm.
don't want to go surfing.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it was Jason Momoa and lasagna, I think I probably would have gone with Momoa, which I think that one would have been
Wow.
funny because he's Aquaman and
Yeah,
lobster is fish technically. It's in the ocean at
guys,
least.
we're in the majority. It's 41% Jason Momoa and 59% lasagna.
Sorry,
See, this
Jason
is
Momoa.
like when they see like the worst team with the best team.
Oh
Not that Jason
man.
Momoa is the worst, but like he's just not gonna win against lasagna.
Sure. Yeah, apparently not. Um, hang on. I need a refresher on who this is real quick.
Oh,
Because
good.
I'm bad at actor names. Um, okay. Um, Anthony Ramos? Maybe?
Oh, Anthony Ramos. Yeah, he was.
Ramos.
He's the lead in the Heights.
Okay, haven't seen it yet.
But you've at least seen like
Or
the
the
trailers, right?
trailers, yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
he's the main character.
They made an
Gotcha.
In the Heights movie.
They did.
Yeah, it just came out.
It's pretty
Oh,
good.
neat. Is it good?
I enjoyed it.
Oh wait, we talked about this actually last.
um, a karaoke bar with him, or devour some linguine with pesto sauce. And I know Adam hates pesto.
Yeah, this is a tough one because I am not a fan of pesto sauce, but I also don't want to sing in front of a bunch of people with a very talented singer.
He is a good singer, yeah.
So thinking the
He's in like 2
linguine,
Broadway things.
yeah,
I'm
he'd just
going
be
linguine.
outshined in front of all these
Yeah.
people at a bar. Although I suppose it's a bunch of drunk people, so they probably won't even notice.
Yeah, they don't know. Yeah. How about you, Ryan?
I think I'm gonna go with the pesto, and
Hell yeah.
allow me to explain my confusion because
Okay.
I don't think I ever saw a trailer for In the Heights. I saw a trailer for West Side Story, and I just saw like, oh, 2 musicals that take place in New York.
You know, that's insane because I've maybe seen one trailer for West Side Story, and that also doesn't come out until like December. That's the Steven Spielberg one, right?
Yeah,
So like that doesn't come out until like December. But then In the Heights, I saw constant.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
non-stop ads for In the Heights. Even
Yeah.
like after I had seen it, it was just everywhere I saw it. And
Everywhere.
I had to look up West Side Story, and I think I maybe
Mhm.
saw someone reference the fact that it was coming out, and had to like on my own look for the
Right.
trailer.
Look for
Yeah.
the trailer. Yeah.
I mean, I was a high school kid in the 2000 or in this era, I guess. So like I know what In the Heights is, but I think I just
Right.
missed like all of it. Like I knew about the like one thing we talked about in the last episode, but
Mhm.
yeah, I never saw a trailer for it now that I'm thinking about it.
No, yeah. So it's on. I think it's on HBO right now, and
Oh,
then also
really?
Yep,
just like
on HBO Max and in
out in
theaters.
theaters.
Or
Yeah.
I don't know how long things are
Um.
staying in the theaters nowadays.
Yeah.
It's been a bit now. It might be out
Maybe
of
just like
theaters
a
at this
month
point.
or so. It's probably still in some at least.
Well, yeah.
Alrighty. So he only got 25%, and the pesto got 75, which I think is fair because pesto sauce is really good.
I
Unlike
think
what
those
Adam says.
I think those
It's better than
75%.
Alfredo sauce.
Exactly.
Not a high bar to meet
Um.
because Alfredo sauce is terrible.
Oh yeah. It just hurts my stomach. I think it tastes fine, but then I always have a stomach ache afterwards. Because it's so rich. But okay, would we rather spend a day in the city with Charles Melton or dive into some penne and vodka sauce? Neither of you know who that is, do you?
I have no idea who that is.
Sounds like a
I
British dude.
nope.
No.
Oh,
But
he's the guy from Riverdale.
I was about to say I hate the fact that I'm about to say this, but he's the guy from Riverdale that replaced the other guy that left Riverdale. But they're both Asian men.
He
and they
replaced
were
the
like,
other
good
guy
enough.
that left.
Yeah, so he plays Reggie in Riverdale. And in the first season, Reggie was played by that other kid who was then on 13 Reasons Why. and so they replaced him with this guy and hoped that no one noticed.
Oh, I didn't notice. So they did their job well because
Was it just not a
I didn't
memorable
realize it
character?
was a different
As-
actor.
I don't think it's
No,
a
it's a-
memorable character by the
it's a-
fact you're just referring to him as that guy.
What, Reggie from Riverdale.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
you guys don't know.
he's not like
He's
the
not a big
main character.
character.
He's like
No.
if you go in tiers, he's just below like the main
Right.
four.
Yeah, he's a
so
supporting
you know, he's
character.
around, but I
But
wouldn't be like,
they look
wow.
very different. The two actors look extremely
I think
different.
there's
and I
probably
want to make that clear.
there's probably the I don't remember Reggie in the first season at all. I don't think he's there much, but he is
He's
around a
very
lot in
little.
like season 3. So
That's true. Yeah.
and that's
so
when I
we
stopped
could-
watching. So
Yeah, I watched season 1 and 2, and then I couldn't get into season 3.
2 was
Um,
rough, and then season
was
3 was
bad.
just so much of a train wreck that you're like, I have to keep watching because what possible nonsense are they going to talk about this episode?
I just started watching like recaps from like YouTubers being like, "Isn't this crazy? Riverdale's doing this now. There's a cult,"
Mhm.
and I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Seems crazy." So yeah, we could spend a day in the city with him, or dive into some penne and vodka sauce.
I'm going with the penne because
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
who
am
this
too.
British dude
I'm
is.
thinking Penny. This is a weird pick, I think. No shade against Charles Melton, but you're
I
putting
just-
up against a list of, I would think, fairly well-known people, and then against
I
just
also-
one of the guys from Riverdale.
I also just don't know what else he's in. Like, I'm sure he's in more than just Riverdale, but it's just like what? Though,
Yeah,
you
I
know?
looked him up, and it says he's in. Who's in it? I don't know for 2 episodes. He was in American Horror Story for briefly.
No,
but-
sure. Who wasn't?
Yeah.
But
know.
only 30% wanted to spend a day in the city with him, and 70
He was
went.
in the Logan Paul movie. Both of
Oh
them, apparently.
yikes! Oh yikes!
I don't know
I'm
who this
glad
guy
we went
is.
for vodka sauce. Okay. Real quick. No, we're fine. Okay. Would we rather be Idris Elba's date to a movie premiere, or savor the comfort of your favorite mac and cheese?
Well, geez, that's a easy choice for the mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't even like mac and cheese that much, but you're putting like the comfort of probably whatever I want to do and a good mac and cheese, which is hard to come by because mac and cheese is usually bad. But all store-bought mac and cheese is bad. You have to get it like real made mac and cheese for it to be good.
I don't think I've had store-bought mac and cheese for like years. Because like we're Southern, so we just like make a big pan of it kind of thing, and that's just like what mac and cheese is to me.
Yeah, that's good mac and cheese. But like Kraft mac and cheese is really bad.
I disagree 100%. Kraft mac and cheese is my comfort food. Like, I come home, Kraft mac and cheese,
It just tastes so aggressively artificial. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh.
and that's what's comforting about it.
Oh my god.
But put it up, just general, the comfort level of whatever this dish is against a like movie premiere and tons of paparazzi and red carpet, and I don't want to do any of that.
See, that's the
Sure.
commitment. Kraft mac and cheese is not a commitment. You
I'd
just
love
make
to
it,
just go once.
eat it in one sitting, you're good.
I think it would be fun
Fair
to
enough.
go as
Yeah.
Idris Elba's date.
Yeah.
And then so the paparazzi are taking all these pictures of you, and they're like, "Who
You're
is
like, "Who's
this
that?"
guy? Ooh,
Yeah.
an up and
Why is he
comer!"
carrying
And then
a
they
plate
never
of
see him
mac and
again.
cheese?
Why does he have mac and cheese with him on a red carpet? What?
It goes viral. Mac and cheese guy.
Oh man. Alrighty. Well, 39% went with Idris Elba and 61% went with mac and cheese. Which, fair enough. Okay, so this is a very, very similar question for a lot of reasons. Be Keanu Reeves' date to an award show. So very similar.
Okay, pretty much the same.
Or gobble down some fettuccine alfredo, which is cheesy pasta. Very same. Very same. But on this one, I'm still going with the man. I don't know.
I think
why
I would-
still go with the pasta. Yeah.
Keanu Reeves has lived such an interesting life.
Yeah, I think I'd
That's
go with
crazy.
Keanu
I
Reeves.
just have tons of questions, and I feel like that'd be an entertaining evening.
And as I've
Wow.
previously expressed, I don't like Alfredo sauce.
Hurts my tummy.
I do like fettuccine Alfredo, so.
This was only a question for Ryan. 44% went for Keanu, and 56 went for fettuccine Alfredo. It's kind of crazy because I thought that Keanu Reeves would be more popular. Interesting. Gaze into Timothy Chalamet's sweet eyes, or treat yourself with some beef stroganoff. I don't want to do either.
These are
Beef
both bad
stroganoff.
options. Jeez.
I like beef stroganoff. I don't get the appeal for Timothy Chalamet.
I do not either.
He's too gaunt to me. Like I always worry that he hasn't had enough to eat. I'll go with the beef stroganoff and then give my beef stroganoff to Ryan.
Especially the activity is just gaze into his eyes.
Yeah, just to gaze into his eyes. No,
I don't think I want to do that with
take me to
anyone.
Australia, like Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah. All the others were like an event. You're doing something
Right.
cool. And this is just like, just stare at him.
Yeah.
He looks like he has tuberculosis. I don't want to stare into that.
Yeah. Only 37% went for Timothy and 63 for beef stroganoff.
But you know what? Timothy's going to be in that Dune movie. So.
He is going to be in that Dune movie.
That's true.
I'm sort of excited for that.
Yeah, it looks really good.
I don't know anything about it, so I'm excited.
I read the Dune book, and it's a much beloved sci-fi movie or book, very popular. I found it quite terrible. So
I had another friend say the exact same
I'm
thing,
interested to see the
makes
movie.
me a little worried.
I think a movie could be very good, but was not impressed with the book. There's like some good world building there, but as far as like story goes, it's just kind of weird and not like I couldn't tell you what happened besides like he is in the dunes of this planet for a long time. But then something else happens. There's like an invasion, I think. It's like, but I don't remember any of that.
Oh my god. Yeah. I don't know. I keep hearing hype about it though, and I have no idea when it's ever supposed to come out because I feel like it's been like teased for years.
I think it's this December or October. It's in the fall.
One of those.
Okay. But this year?
Yeah, but like at the end of this year.
Yeah. Sure. I watched the trailer for it at work without the sound, so I still don't really know what's going on.
Iconic.
It's a good trailer. It's really just like, look at our cast. That's what the trailer is.
Yeah, they got a lot of big names.
Oh my god.
A lot. I think every actor is someone you know.
Pretty much every actor has been in a Marvel movie.
They're all
not Timothy Chalamet.
Not yet.
Or Jason Momoa.
Only a matter of time.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna go check my bread real quick.
Maybe superhero movies the way to phrase it.
Okay, I was like, I don't think actually most of them have been in Marvel movies except for Zendaya.
Poe Dameron. Oh, not Poe Dameron. What's his name?
Oscar Isaac.
He's gonna be Moon Knight.
Oh, true.
We got Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
Thanos is in it.
Yeah, that's true.
Quite a few people.
It looks pretty good.
It does. I'm excited. No idea what it's about. I was like, this sort of looks like Avatar, weirdly enough.
Just know they're on a desert planet with spices somehow.
Okay.
And there's giant sandworms.
Okay,
and that's kind of the appeal.
That. That's the other thing. Like I've heard, there's like a giant sandworm. I don't know what the significance of it is.
I couldn't tell you either. It's a big deal though. That's like the thing about Dune is the big sandworms. Mm-hmm. I just found it so weird when I read it. And I was like, people love this? Like this is something that like it's like the sci-fi book. And I'm like, yeah. But this is it? I was just confused the whole time and it was a struggle to get through and it's
maybe
not that
that's
long,
what you do. Take like bad books and then make them into movies.
But somehow it must be good enough that people love it. So
maybe people should do that. Take bad books and the criticisms people make about the bad books, you just fix in the movie, and then you have a good movie.
That could be interesting.
It's just cheating with extra steps.
Margo, leave all this in when you're editing. This is gold right here.
This is.
See, we're or maybe leave it out because we're we have two good ideas and people are gonna steal them.
Exactly. Hollywood's gonna steal it. Like, I think I made a suggestion a few episodes ago of like, Hollywood needs to stop remaking things. They should just start making movies that they've already made. Just like steal all the plot points, but just like name it something different.
Yeah, make an identical movie, plot wise, everything, and just rename the title and maybe the characters' names.
Mhm.
But do like Star Wars, but instead of Luke Skywalker, like what's the like when it's like Jake Ground Swimmer or something, and it's like very obvious that it's just a
Mhm.
bad copy.
Oh man, it sounds like a Spaceballs type parody.
Yeah. But then just every movie is like that. And you're
Mhm.
like, I feel like I saw this before, weirdly enough. And it's because you have. They trapped you.
Nothing is new.
I am
everything's
leaving all of this
remade.
in.
Yeah, Margot, leave every bit of this in.
I will be, yeah, absolutely. Oh my god. I don't know how to transition back into hot men and pasta.
On to the next Would You Rather.
Yeah. Okay, would you rather curl up on the couch and watch Bridgerton with the Duke himself, or fall in love with some baked ziti?
Ooh, I really like baked ziti.
Baked ziti is probably like one of my favorite pasta dishes.
Yeah, it's possibly my
It's
all-time
so
favorite
good.
pasta dish.
I watched Bridgerton once. I don't think I need to watch it again.
But you
Although
know
I
who
could-
will
I
be
could
us.
have ZD multiple times.
I
Yeah.
was thinking of like not well, I guess maybe it's rewatching. I was thinking of like future seasons that you just
But he's not in
curl up.
those.
He's not in them. Even better because then he doesn't know
Oh,
what's going on.
really?
So we're watching it, we're experiencing it both
Oh,
for the first
true.
time. And
Yeah.
then we can bond over this, and he is very attractive. So,
He's beautiful, yeah. Mhm.
but baked ziti is literally my favorite pasta
Okay.
dish. So I'm
Here's something
taking
I
out baked
will
ziti.
say. Well, before you say that, I just want to point out the wording that it is fall in love with some baked ziti, and like I'm already
Ooh,
in
but
love
I'm
with baked
already in
ziti,
love with baked ziti. True.
and it doesn't say eat the baked ziti, and it like you know.
Your
This is
eyes
like
connect across the
monkey's
bakery.
paw.
I would gaze into baked ziti's eyes.
That's very true.
It's like
So
a
I'm
genie
gonna-
wish.
Right, I'm gonna cuddle with the Duke because that's like confirmed.
Mhm.
Whereas like I don't want to just look at baked ziti. Like if I'm going
That's
to fall in love
true.
with baked ziti, I'm also going to eat it. Yeah.
It does never say eat in that monkey's paw, as Ryan said.
Yeah.
They'll get you.
Mhm.
I'll get you. Alrighty. Wow. 40% said cuddle with the Duke and 60 for ziti. Yeah.
Ziti is really good.
Oh man. That's the end of that quiz.
What a transition.
What a transition. I think it was fun. I think we should all, eat pasta with hot men. Why choose? Do both. Oh man. Yeah. Let's talk about what rated our braids.
So I have a mini rant.
Let's hear it.
Solid.
I use quite a bit of Twitter, and every few months, Twitter will trend like a math equation. I don't know if you've ever seen this.
Oh, I just saw
But
the
it'll-
one, the 2 + 2 × 4, and what the right answer is.
Yes, and I hate it because people are like, "Oh, it's PEMDAS. You have to use PEMDAS," which PEMDAS stands for
Yeah. Oh,
parentheses.
as a side note, we all learned PEMDAS, right?
Yeah.
Because I was seeing on Reddit that somehow people were learning different acronyms.
Yeah.
Meant the same thing, but that's what we learned was PEMDAS.
PEMDAS.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
parentheses,
forgetting what they use
exponents, multiplication, division,
Multiply.
addition, subtraction.
Yes.
PEMDAS.
And that's
And-
like the order of operations that you do when you're doing a math equation.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
so like there's two different ways to solve it. But here's the thing too. You're never going to encounter a math question like this. They're always going to have parentheses because it's never going to be this vague.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
like I always hate because every few months there'll be a confusing math question that's like purposely vague to have two or more answers, and people will like die fighting over it. Not literally die,
Mhm.
but like act like I've got to fight for my life to say that this is the right answer and everyone else is wrong, and I don't understand it. Because it's like,
Yeah.
if you can get 2 answers out of it, that's great. If you're getting like 13 or something, then yeah, maybe there's some cause for concern. But like,
Yeah, maybe it's just a bad problem.
But if it's like fighting
like,
over the because it's the 10 is the right answer. So if they're fighting over between like 10 and 16, which is like pretty much the two ways you could solve that. Sure.
yeah,
It's
you got it
intentionally
right.
vague.
Exactly.
You
It's
got
like
to a
intentionally
right
vague
answer,
on
sort of.
purpose. It grinds my gears because people like, it's every few months. Like, people forget about like the last one and then just do it again.
Yeah,
And be like, oh man.
I saw
Yeah.
this one on Reddit. But I've seen that exact same problem probably 3 or 4 times before.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
There'll be different ones. Like, there was one that the difference between was like 1 and 8, and
Mm-hmm.
it really just depends where you want to put parentheses. Like, that's how coding.
That's why
language is.
PEMDAS has parentheses first, because that's what you do first.
I don't know, to also the Twitter controversies from last week. I don't know if you saw the Addison Rae is a Trump supporter thing, but that was the follow up because she kept coming up in like news articles again, and I was like, we get it, like she didn't go to school, like people need to let it go kind of thing. But then I read one and it was like, oh, this is a different thing.
What's
So she got
the
whammied
different
twice.
thing?
She like went out of her way to go say hi to Trump at the fight.
Oh,
and
that's
then-
right.
Oh.
I saw.
I don't know.
No.
It seems like a
Yeah.
to what you do as an influencer.
Like
Trump is a very
people-
divisive figure, and it's a
Yeah.
funny thing if you
Yeah.
go and do this. I don't know
People
what the
like dug
problem
up
is.
tweets from
Mhm.
like 2016 that she had liked. So like she didn't even tweet them, but she had liked tweets in 2016 that were like supporting Trump over Hillary kind of thing. And it's like I mean, like, yeah, I don't like Trump supporters, but like isn't like the father D'Amelio like a Republican like member of some sort of government? Like I don't know what level, but it's like it's just the kind of thing where it's just like, why is this like the thing we're up in arms about? Is like someone who like, you know, would obviously benefit from liking Trump. Like what?
Yeah.
It's also crazy the level that people dive into this. So like this thing happened,
Yeah.
I guess. And then people
Yeah.
are diving through her history 4
Oh,
years back to
yeah.
see what she liked.
What
Like
she liked.
who
Yeah.
cares that much?
It's like, obviously I don't support Trump. Like, no, of course I don't. But it's like, I'm never going to be like, 4 years ago you liked a tweet that like vaguely implied that you thought Trump should win over Hillary. Like, how do you feel about that now? And it's like, who
Wild.
cares?
Why does it matter?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And who's spending
I
their
think-
time doing that?
Yeah.
Ugh,
That's the
people,
thing.
man.
There's so many other things to better spend time on, and don't spend
Yeah.
time fighting over math equations.
Mhm.
But I gotta say that fight was hilarious because like it was just it was like one bout, and Conor McGregor was down. He hurt his leg. I don't know if
Mhm.
you guys saw it.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny that fight was so crazy that Trump showing up wasn't even in the news.
Like, that wasn't even a big thing. Yeah.
Which
Man.
apparently he was upset about that.
That he was upset that
course
he
he
wasn't
was.
in the news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure his ego
Um,
skyrocketed during his 4 years where every news article was somehow about him.
Mhm.
Right.
But that was
God.
just such a funny fight. People paid a lot of money, and it was like over from the start, like right away.
I
Yeah.
saw a lot of people mad about that, but
Mhm.
isn't that just how fights are? Like,
Yeah.
it's a fight. You don't know
Well,
how long it's
so-
going to go. Wouldn't you rather you have a genuine fight that ends somehow than they just drag it out for a long time and don't have any end because
Yeah.
they're just kind of going?
So I
Yes.
know a ton of people that like fights, and everyone that like loves these like UFC or whatever, like boxing, all hate like modern boxing. And I don't know what they like about it because they always complain about every single event. It's like, oh, this is the worst.
Yeah, I was
Or,
going to
like,
say that too. I feel like every single event I hear about that's like a big one, people are like, oh, we're all up in arms about something that happened. So
Mhm.
what? But it makes a lot of
So-
money, so you keep
Yeah.
on buying these things.
I'm not like the end all be all on of like fight stands. So like I could be entirely wrong about this, and I don't want anyone to quote me in the future because who knows. But I do know that like a big thing about it is like there's a difference between like the UFC versus like MMA versus
Yeah.
like jiu-jitsu fights
Well,
and everything
yeah.
like that. And so it's like I think what people typically expect with UFC is not just the fight itself. Like if you just want the fight itself, you typically go to other means for it. Whereas if you're going for the UFC, then you also want like the amount of showmanship and like
Yeah.
you're going for like this big event that'll like last for 3 rounds. And so people
Oh,
typically like
sure.
hold back a lot for the first
Kind of
two,
like how
but like
like
still make it look good and like
WWE, where it's just a show that
is
they're
all fake.
putting on.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's
like
similar, but like slightly more real for UFC.
right.
Okay.
It's more of a genuine fight. Like it's not like a choreographed thing, but it is
But
just
it's
like
still
there's
that
a
like
bit of
they
an
want the
expectation.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're not there to see a fight.
Yeah.
They're there to see a
Right. A show.
experience.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Fair
And
enough.
so it's like this whole kind of like spectrum of like the WWE to like martial arts basically of like how real versus how much showmanship you want it to be. And I know that UFC, like while it is absolutely fighting, and I'm not knocking anyone who does UFC fighting, but it's just like there is an expected amount of showmanship with it that there isn't with like some other things. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, whole time. Dreams rained on my parade this week. Um, I've been sleeping a lot, which is probably good to some degree, but at the same time, I've been asleep a lot and thus been dreaming a lot. And dreams are so weird.
I love dreams. I love how
I
weird they
love
are.
it. I love it unless they're realistic. Like if it's like a thing where I wake up and I know that it was a dream, it's like okay. But if it's a thing where I wake up and it's like where am I? When did that happen? Why did that happen? Then like I don't like it. I don't like to be disoriented. Yeah. So I don't know.
I'll say I mean, this feels like a topic that we've talked about before, but I don't think I've
Totally.
ever had a dream that I've woken up and been like, wow, that was so real, and now I'm disoriented as to where I am now. Like I think virtually every dream I have, I know it's a dream.
I've
So I don't
mentioned
know.
this before, but I had a dream back during quarantine where it literally felt like 3 years of my life. It was just that long, and then I woke up and I was like confused for the whole day.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck?
They did a study like halfway through the pandemic that like because of the pandemic people were having like freakier dreams than they normally would, not like just freaky in general, like not necessarily like nightmares but just like weirder dreams than they normally would, like much more vivid ones, and so it's very interesting, but I don't know. I don't like the things where it's like you dreamed that you like had a conversation with someone and then you wake up and you didn't.
I've had that before where it's like I'll start texting someone a message and be like, wait, this doesn't
right.
make any sense.
Yeah, we didn't talk about this. Yeah. Oh, it's very bad. I hate it. Yeah. How about you, Adam?
About what Rain and I pray. I was going to talk about dreams more.
Oh, go for it.
I like that. You like suddenly like 3 years of your life. I would love that to happen. That seems awesome.
No.
It's just so
That
strange.
seems horrible.
I want that. All the like maladaptive daydreaming and stuff. I think that's awesome, and I would love to just experience a whole different reality for a long time, and then be like, oh, maybe I'll be confused for a day, but be like, that was cool. I don't know.
What if it was a bad reality? Like, what if it was a nightmare, but a long one?
I don't know. It'd still be different.
Oh.
This world is
Okay.
not ideal, and I don't really want to be in it.
No,
So, give me the most extreme form of escapism I can.
The nightmare.
Yeah, real life is enough of a nightmare, and I don't really get nightmares that much either.
Yeah, I haven't got one in a long while.
I feel like
I get them all the time.
Oh, weird. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I've ever had a nightmare.
Ugh.
Even if I'll like read or watch something freaky, and then it will freak me out like as I'm going to bed, I don't think I'll like wake up and dream of something freaky. I don't know.
Sure. I remember nightmares like I had as a kid,
Right.
pretty vividly, weirdly enough.
I don't remember nightmares that I had as a kid. I'm sure I had
No,
them.
I don't either.
Because like most kids, have nightmares. But I can't like I dated a guy once who like he had constant nightmares about like vampires. And it's like I could never remember that. Like I don't know what I had nightmares about as a kid.
Yeah, even if it was like a reoccurring thing, I'd be like, I don't remember anything I dreamt. Usually. So like even if it was like, wow, this is happening again, I don't think I would know
Right.
that.
Yeah. Fair.
But for my Rain on Our Parade, so I have a fruit fly problem in my
No.
apartment, which
The
I don't know
worst.
if you were watching the video podcast. I have been looking around a lot because there's one buzzing around me throughout this
I just thought you
episode.
had ghosts.
Yeah, maybe it's a ghost. I'm actually haunted, but that would be a whole different thing. Anyways, I'm not haunted, but I have all these fruit flies, and I think it was something. I had a period of time where I wasn't at my apartment for a long time, so I think there was like trash, like apple cores or some kind of food item,
Yeah.
something that they got into, and now they're just
Mhm.
stuck around for a while. And I keep being like, "Oh, I'll wait them out," and they keep buzzing around
They
me,
keep-
and they're
yeah.
so tiny that I can't even
That's-
kill them because they'll like buzz around my face, and I'll be like, "Oh, you're there," and then I'll go to like try to smack them or something, and they're so tiny
Yeah.
they've moved on completely and vanished, and I'll be like, "I don't even know where they went."
So we had a similar problem, like literally last week. And it's just because it's summer and it happens. But if you put out like vinegar,
No, yeah,
like,
that's
just a
what I
little
did.
vinegar,
I did a clean, so I cleaned all my
Kill
counters. I
themselves.
got rid of all the
Right.
trash, and I put out like a bowl of apple cider vinegar
Yeah.
with dish soap, which I guess makes like the surface tension harder, so if they land in it, they can't get out. And it's got
Right.
3 of them, but as one has been buzzing around me, it's not as effective as I would like it to be.
It's not getting them all. Yeah.
But it's working. I mean, it's only
Yeah.
been not even a day, so
Yeah.
it'll get better.
Yeah.
But it just got to a point like I like opened the trash and a couple flew out of the trash, and I was like, this is a problem.
I hate them.
I
They're the
gotta do
most
something about this.
annoying. Yeah. Right now, like we still got one. Like I haven't seen any others, but just every now and then there's like one. And I'm like, you better
Although
die.
I was looking at how to get rid of them with this apple cider vinegar and stuff, and they
Mhm.
only live like a day or two.
Yeah.
So it means you're seeing more than just the one.
Yeah.
I've only seen the one today, but maybe it might. But it's
There's
only
a
one at
bunch
a
of
time. Then
No, that's what I'll be like. That's because I only ever see one at a time. So I was like, oh, they'll just die on their own, and I won't really need to
well,
do
no, we
anything.
did see more. Like we got rid of a bunch, and if you like look in our like trap, there's like enough. But it's just the whole thing where it's like it's close. Like we're so close to them being completely gone.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
fun whenever I walk by my trap I set because I'll be like, "Ha, idiot!" Every time I see it's got a new one.
You're a dummy.
You fell for the
Oh my
classic
God.
blunder.
Oh my god. Alrighty. Well, on that note,
I'm just thinking of Princess Bride. Go watch Princess Bride.
Go
Great
watch
movie.
Princess Bride. Yeah. Great movie. Have a sunny Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.